are to be avoided while chanting, and these are written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana, and they are as follows. Number 1, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2, to consider the names of demigod like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. 4, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6, to give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. And 10 is to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Hare Krishna devotees, I welcome you all on this early morning Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Before we proceed to our next session, which is the Srimad Bhagavatam class, please feel free to unmute yourself and announce your name and give me the service and opportunity to welcome you all, please. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण नीना माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय प्रीति दासी from Charlotte. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna, Priti Devi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for your everyday joining here. Thank you so much for your chanting, and thank you for your association. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Manjri Leela Devi Dasi from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Manjari Leela Devi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you so much for your wonderful chanting, Mataji. Please keep giving us your association. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sanita Ramya from Sharjah. Thank you so much, Mataji. I actually got confused whether it's my service today or what. Thank you for saying me. Before I switched on my camera, you switched on. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Mataji, thank you for your consistent services and thank you for always being there for all of us, Mataji. Thank you. It's such an appreciable quality, Mataji. Thanks for your association. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Thank you so much for hosting this program, Mataji. Thank you for all your glorious services, Mataji. Thank you for your association. Welcome.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shama Guri Devidasi.
Hare Krishna, Shamaguri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. All glories to all your wonderful services, Mataji. Thank you so much for making this such a beautiful platform so all of us can join here. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please keep blessing us. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Nina Mataji, or Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances, Mata. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajas. Thank you so much for your kind association every day, Mataji. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Nina Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all your services, Mataji. Thank you. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Shushmita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call Mataji every day. Please keep joining. Hare Krishna. So devotees, we have a very special person joining today, His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhu, for our Srimad Bhagavatam class. Before he joins, if I may take this quick opportunity to give a quick bio of his Grace. So His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhu is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Now, being a doctor by profession, he has done immense services to the devotee community and served the society by donating for lots and lots of projects. For example, he donated the deities in Philadelphia Temple, and he made 3,000 temple units that serve as an altar in the villages. He has also served as temple president of ISKCON, New Jersey, for 15 years. He is known and is renowned for his simplicity and humility. Now, I don't see His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji joining us yet. To please go ahead and continue to unmute yourselves and announce your name, and let me welcome you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Nina Mataji, Danvat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Valli from Naperville, Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Valli Mataji, my humble obeisances, Mata, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining every day for the Srimad Bhagavatam class, Mataji. Welcome. I see that His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji has already joined our class. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj Prabhu. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. We will go ahead and begin the class today, Prabhuji, and today we will study from Srimad Bhagavatam, verse, canto number 7, chapter number 12, verse number 10. Whenever you're ready, Prabhu, you can take over. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I think you're muted. We are not able to hear you.
Can you hear now?
Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Yes, we are
Okay.
able to hear.
Okay. नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णा पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देष्टारिणे ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो महावदान्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतुषे नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nastaprayeshva Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloker Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, dear devotees, we'll be reading this, the perfect society, 4 spiritual classes. 4 spiritual classes are Brahmacharya, Grastha, Vanprastha, and Sannyas. And so we'll be, so Yudhishthir was asking Narad Muni. So this is description between about the Varnashram, and Narada describes in 11th chapter also, and in this is the 12th chapter. Yeah. So ashrams. So Narada describes the Brahmacharya and Vanprastha ashram in this particular chapter number 12. And 13th chapter that will describe about sannyasa ashram. So there are general duties of a brahmachari student. What we are reading today is just brahmachari ashram. So brahmachari conducts and dealings with a woman. He should be very well behaved, controlled on his eating, faithful to the instruction of the Guru and Shastra, sense controlled, and interact with woman or man controlled by woman only as much as necessary. So contact with them should be. So brahmachari's interaction with woman, one who has not accepted the grastha ashram must rigidly avoid talking with woman or about woman, or the senses are so powerful that they may agitate even the mind of a sannyasi. So Vrahada Vrata means nestic brahmachari. So a young brahmachari should not allow even the young wife of a guru to take care of him, massage the body, bathing him or clothing him, or even with affection, grooming the hairs. So, and different kinds of mothers are there, but Guru's wife is also a mother. That you have already read. So now this 10th verse that we will be reading, the verse number 10. You have already displayed that. कल्पयित्वात्मना यावदा भासम् इदम् ईश्वरः द्वैतं तावन्न विरमेत् ततो यस्य विपर्ययः. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. As long as a living entity is not completely self-realized, self-realized means he knows that he is Atma. He has nothing to do with the body. It is Dvaita, that my body, others' body, or why Varnashram is also called that. Because Varnashram, there are different ashrams and different things. So it is not the topmost. Varnashram is not the topmost what we have to follow. Yes, it is Devi Varnashram. And under the direction of your Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, then that would be okay to follow. But otherwise, just Varnashram, that is like a caste system in India, is not proper. So self-realization means you understand that body is just a vehicle, but we are the spirit soul, and we have to do the soul's duty. Soul, just like soul is part and parcel of Krishna, just like our part and parcel is like hands, that all serve the body. Hands, legs, tongue, fingers, everything is serving the body. So real body is Krishna's body, and we are his part. So we must serve Krishna. That is self-realization. As long as he is not independent of the misconception of identifying with his body, which is nothing but a reflection of the original body and senses. So we have an original body, that is the Atma's body, Atma body. Atma. So we have to understand the Atma Tattva. What is Atma Tattva? That we are part of Krishna, and our duty is to serve the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord in his abode. So he cannot be so unless we have to be, as long as he is not independent of the misconception of identifying with his body, which is nothing but a reflection of the original body. So whole material world is also a reflection. it is upside down. It's just like you see under a tree in front of a river, you see it is upside down, and you may see some fruits, but it is not that you cannot enjoy that fruits, which is in the river is a shadow. So we cannot be relieved of the misconception of duality, which is epitomized by the duality between man and woman. So this is not just in human form, but any another form. It is the same duality. So duality that we differentiate, that this is man, this is female, but one who is self-realized does not differentiate that male, female, where all Atma is not male Atma, female Atma. Atma is the same. There is no difference. So here it is just said that we have to be free from this conception, and we should see that it is all part of Krishna, and Paramatma is also sitting. Means it is not just theoretically, but in behavior also, but not that we will sit with a dog and eat, or a lion is coming and because there is a Paramatma, so we should embrace him. No, it is according to what body we are in, we have to follow that also. So Prabhupada is explaining very beautifully, epitomized by duality between man and woman. So it should be non-dual, no difference. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is given this Chintya Bheda Abheda Tattva, Bhed and Abhed. Just like a gold, you have a gold ring or gold mountain, but there is it's a tiny part of the gold is there in the gold ring also. The gold is there, but it's a special use or a special way. So it is a difference in the quantity and quality. Quantity wise, we are much infinitesimal, and quality wise, we are the same. Gold is the same, whether in a ring or in a gold mountain. Thus, there is every chance that he will fall down because if intelligence is bewildered. Because of this duality, is a woman, she is for my enjoyment, or this man is for my enjoyment. As long as we have that conception, then we will fall down because our intelligence is bewildered, means it is confused. We don't know how we should behave, how we should act, and that's why we should follow the Shastra and Guru under the direction of the Guru. So Varnashram Dharma is fine, but as I said in the beginning, that Varnashram Dharma followed, it is Devi Varnashram according to the Sadhu Shastra and Guru. So you must have a Guru and follow under his direction. So that is the real Dharma. So once is asking, what is your Dharma? Dharma means it is your duty to the society, duty to the Krishna duty, but our real duty is to Krishna, because we are his part and parcel, and we have to please his senses. And if his senses is pleased, then we will automatically be pleased. So we should not desire separately to be pleased or to be happy. Everybody is looking for happiness. Anando Maya Bhyasad. Everybody is looking for Ananda or bliss. But bliss they could only get when Krishna's senses are satisfied by serving him, by speaking very nicely, by praying him, by whatever way that we serve according to the Shastra, then that will please us, and that is real. But we are not doing that for pleasing us. It is automatically, it is a duty. Duty of the hand is to put the food in the stomach. Duty of the leg is to walk. Just like Ambarish Maharaj is showing, he was walking to Yamuna river, although he had so many servants, but he was walking to the Yamuna river, bringing water, washing the floor, bathing the deities, offering so many food articles, flowers, making flower garland. He was doing by his own hands. Rashikesha, Rashikena, Sevanam, Bhaktir Uttama. Uttam Bhakti is to serve the Rishikesha. Rishikesha means master of the senses. By your service of the senses. So Rishikesha, Rishikena, Sevanam Bhaktirut. Rishikena means our senses. We have the senses. Our senses would be spiritualized if we serve Krishna, because we have a material body and soul is material body is soul is traveling, means Isha. So, but soul that is the vehicle. Body is just a vehicle, and we should use our body for proper proper gantavya. Our place for going is back to Krishna's abode in loving devotional service. So one will fall down if he has this duality in this mind, that here is a man, here is a female, here is this whatever animal, I could eat its meat. it's for me, I have control over him. So that is, it has to be, we have to walk according to the scriptural injunction. So here is another important warning that a man must save himself from attraction to women. Another means just a verse before that, it has been just said that woman is compared to the fire and man is compared to a butter pot. Therefore, a man should avoid association even with his own daughter in a secluded place. Similarly, he should also avoid association with other women. One should associate with women only for important business and not otherwise. Means with your own wife, your association should be limited for producing a Krishna conscious child. So one should not become a guru or father or mother unless you can liberate your dependent or one who is born from repeating taking birth again and again. And she should be free from taking repeated birth and death. Otherwise, we are putting into this janjal of the material life. Then what is the point of bringing somebody for our own sense enjoyment and then he has to suffer? So we have to be prepared that we have to make him a proper devotee. Until one is self-realized, fully independent of the illusory conception of the material body, the duality of man and woman must undoubtedly continue. So only in self-realized people. Self-realized means who is serving, there is no duality, and the one is serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his all the senses as a part and parcel. Unless that is there, then this cycle of birth and death will continue. We should not feel that I am the body and I am body is a congregating all the senses together, joined together. That is the body, and my job is to just yavat jivet sukham jivet rinam kratva gartam pevet. That whatever you beg, borrow or steal, you just drink ghee or make preparation from the ghee, eat and enjoy. And when you die, it would be just the ashes. So how you would not be able to enjoy later on. So enjoy to your full satisfaction. But what would be the reaction afterwards? People don't think that there is another life and what we will become and how we will be suffering and how high troubles would be there in the hellish planets. So those things has to be taught by the Shastra, by the Sadhu, Guru, that has to be spread. And the duality of man and woman must undoubtedly continue. But when one is actually self-realized, his distinction ceases. The distinction between male and female ceases. And that's why this Bhagavad Gita verse 5:18, Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavihasthini Sunichaiva Swapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahman, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater, that is outcast. He sees them equally. How does he see them? Because of the knowledge that there is a super soul, Paramatma, and they all have a spirit soul also, which is part and parcel of Krishna. So that is, yes, you understand that, but whatever current body the soul is, that you have to act accordingly. Otherwise, oh, here is a snake, and let me just sit with him. Or so naturally, there would be, you have to distinguish. Unless you are so much realized, like that elephant Gopal came and then he initiated him even to an elephant. But we cannot do that, so we have to act according to who in what body this soul is. But we should respect all the bodies, everybody, and we should not try to take advantage of anyone. So little bit, Krishna conscious person does not make any distinction between species or caste. The Brahman and the outcast may be different from the social point of view, or a dog or a cow, an elephant may be different from the point of view of a species, but these differences of the body are meaningless from the viewpoint of a learned transcendentalist. This is due to their relationship to the Supreme, because they are all related to Supreme. Paramatma is there in everybody's heart. They are all brother and sisters, because all these species are come from Krishna. All the species. Murteya Sambhavantiya Asham Brahma Mahadevonir Aham Bija Pradaprita. I am the beach giving seed giving father of all the species of of life are like in the thread. There are so many. You cannot see the thread, but so many beads are there. But they are all supported by the thread. So we are all supported by Krishna together. So we should understand that it is Krishna is the central point. And we are all part and parcel of Krishna and should act in such a way that everybody gets a chance to gradually evolve and go back home, back to God. Means bringing the people back to Krishna's abode. Means giving once whatever that Krishna conscious acts are there, serving deities like for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are 64 items, but 5 items which are most important are Guru Padashaya, that should be the first one, and then the last 5 ones are that you should have a deity, live in a transcendental place. But transcendental place means even like it could be any temple atmosphere, any place where you are worshipping the deities and chanting the holy name. And so they are all spiritual places. And although Prabhupada, why he would have traveled, he came back to Vrindavan. That is fine because that was his home. But not that everybody has to come to Vrindavan and live there. And there is benefit, a special benefit. But as long as the Krishna conscious atmosphere is there, devotees are coming, you are chanting, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, offering the deities, taking only Krishna Prasad, and those atmosphere is maintained, and you don't have asat sangha, then that is as good as Dham. Dham means abode of Krishna, where Krishna is living. Krishna is living in the temple also. He is there in the Murti form. So anyway, that is has been quoted here. On the spiritual platform, the learned person not only gives up the duality of man and woman, but also gives up the duality of man and animal also, because animals are also part and parcel of Krishna. So we should not have his animal. I could take advantage of it. No exploitation, no taking advantage. If there is to any animal, you feed him whatever best you can do, and give him also sometime prasad, so he could also get changes the body. Like we chant loudly. Why do we chant loudly? The reason for chanting loudly is they also hear the holy name, and when they hear, they evolve quickly to become a human being by Krishna's mercy. It is by his mercy or kripa that we have a human body, and then they could come to the human platform earlier than otherwise they would have come in a natural course of time. And just like see Bharat Maharaj, he gave up everything, but he was attached to a deer. Then he had to take a deer body, but he remembered his past life, plus he was living around the saintly people. If you create a saintly place and then let them hear the holy name, let them have some kind of prasad, and so atmosphere should be such that everybody is getting benefit. Not that we become envious or we fight with anybody or for our own selfish interest. And that will make the place is Ram Rajya. Ram Rajya, everybody is looking, but we have to follow how the Lord Ram conducted his kingdom and how he conducted so many yagyas and how he behaved with his brothers and sisters and mothers. So everything we have to adopt in our life, not theoretically, but practically use that. So man and animal duality also should be gone. Non-dual, this is the test of self-realization, that you will behave properly with any animal. Even one must realize perfectly that the living being is a spirit soul, but is testing various types of material bodies. I mean, he has done something in his previous life, and now he is in an animal body or grass body or tree body. That is fine. But Prabhupada, if anybody would cut any tree unnecessarily, he will chastise them or he will not like it. Even some water is dripping outside some garden, not a, so there was no wastage, but Prabhupada said, shut it off. It was just a drip by drip. Do you see anything? And devotee said, we don't see anything. But he said that see that water is dripping. So we should protect the nature, we should protect the animals, we should take care of them nicely as we would like to do. They are also children of Krishna, and in that way they are also respectful. We should not be beating them to death and all this way. One may theoretically understand this, but when one has practical realization, then he actually becomes a Pandit. Pandita Samadarshina. He is equally vision. He is equally, then only on practical realization, not on theoretical. One who knows until that time, the duality continues. One who knows becomes a Pandit and sees equally to all this, then he is still on the material platform. So that then the duality will continue between man and woman. In this stage, one should be extremely careful about mixing with women. That is the instruction we are getting from this verse. No one should think himself perfect and forget the Shastric instruction that one should be very careful about associating even with his daughter, mother, or sister. Nothing to speak of other women. Srila Madhvacharya cites the following shlokas in this regard. So, Balwan Indriya Gramam Vidvanapi Karshati. It pulls them, because lust is seated in mind, in senses, in intelligence, everywhere that lust is seated. And in ISKCON, they have now made a mandatory law that even if it is a little baby, you should call her or him as mother or father. It should not be just like sister, Bahanji. That word should not be really, because sometimes she is your sister, and then you may get married or you may be attracted to her and get some extra relationship. So better to call everybody, every woman, although the young girl may feel that how come I am a woman, I am a mother, but it should be called as mother. That is the injunction. But also we should not have, even with a mother, you should not associate in a seclusion. These two verses, bahutvenaiva vastunam yatharham jnanam uchyate advaita jnanam iti etad dvaita jnanam tad अन्यथा यथा ज्ञानम तथा वस्तु तथा मतिः नैव ज्ञानार्थयोर्भेदस् तत् एकत्व वेदनम. Unity in variety is real knowledge. Unity in variety. That everybody is a separate body, the vehicle is separate, but unity that we are all part of Krishna. So there is a unity is there on that basis. There is Paramatma in everybody's heart, even in an insect also. And therefore giving up variety artificially, if I go there, I will be attracted. That is material way. But if you see in spiritually, then there is a unity because everybody is Krishna's part. It's like, oh, he's my brother, he's my sister. And we are, so in the same way that unity is there because there is Krishna and we are all part of Krishna. This whole material world is really Krishna because that is his energies also. And Krishna is playing there. Now you may say that why we are suffering? Did he make us to suffer? No, it is our own karma. We wanted that way. Unless he has given us some freedom. Krishna is completely free, Swarat. And we are dependent on him, but he has given us some leeway. Minute independence, but by misuse of the minute independence, we are in the material world. But if we become part of Krishna and serve him wholeheartedly, then we don't have to rot in the material world in so many species of life. This is we desire separately, but we should not desire separately. Like a father and son's, the relationship would be very nice, congenial. If the son listens to the father, lives with him, serves him, and wholeheartedly, then whatever father's property is there, he is giving to the son automatically, it becomes his. So means it is his rightful inheritance that he gets it. And Krishna has so much immense wealth everywhere in all the planetary system, and he could give you in so many ways. But this thing is that we should cooperate with Krishna, work with Krishna, and remember him and worship him. According to the Achintya Bheda Bhed philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there are varieties, but all of them constitute one unit. Such knowledge is knowledge of perfect oneness. So oneness and difference. So we'll talk about some examples that by association with woman and what happened. Just from the Shastra, there are many outside millions of examples. But just like Shaubhari Muni. Shaubhari Muni was a Muni, but he was, so he does not get disturbed by materialistic people. He went inside the water, Yamuna, by his mystic power, and he could meditate on Krishna and underneath the water. But one day, he opened his eyes and saw the fishes around him copulating each other. Then he desired to enjoy like that. That is a material desire. But why that desire came in a rishi? Because he cursed Garudji. Garudji's normal food is fishes. So he comes and eats fishes, snakes, many other, like he's a not vegetarian. That is his natural food. But he cursed him that if you come to this lake, then you will die. So Garudji was never coming. And that's why this Alia Nag, he came and resided there. And he was residing and made all the lake poisonous, and many people died because of that, and so much venomous. Then Krishna also took care of him. He chastised him, but because his wife prayed to him, so he left him go to another dweep. So Saubhari Muni, later on, he came out of the water. Then he went to Mandhata. King Mandhata, Yuvanashva, King Mandhata, his son was Muchukunda. Muchukund, we see in the Bhagavatam that Krishna, Kalevan is following. So Kalevan came, he was a Muslim, and Kalevan brought with 33 crores, 30 million soldiers, and surrounded Mathura city where Krishna came, or Krishna from he came Nandagaon, he came to Mathura at the age of like after 11 years. Then he killed Kansa, and Kansa's father-in-law is Jarasandha. So he came. So he did not wanted to fight with all these soldiers. Krishna just ran to the cave, because Krishna does many things together. So he ran to this cave, and then he put his where Muchukund was sleeping. Muchukund did serve so many demigods to fight against the demons or asuras. And then he was given that you could now take rest, and anybody who disturbs and you open your eye, he will get burned. So Muchukund was lying, and he threw his outer cloth, and then he was hiding somewhere in the cave, and this asura, he came and he killed him. Because of kick, he was burned to ashes right there. So in this way, he was killed, and Krishna again he had to fight with Jarasandha. So many armies were there, 23 Akshoni Sena, more than what in Kaurava and Pandavas fighting. Then Krishna, he did not kill them, but he ran up to the mountain, and then he jumped from there. Jarasandha put fire all around, and he jumped and came to Dwarka. He made the Dwarka city just within overnight or couple days. Another Ajamil, you heard that he was a nice devotee, chanting, taking care of his father, but just by seeing a scene that one prostitute is embracing a young boy, he desired that. So one should not see the bad scenes and so many. It's very difficult in this age and time, but just by seeing, so we should take these examples from these pages. They are meant for us, that Lakshmanji never saw the face of Sita Devi. Naham jana me kevre, naham jana me kundale, nupure to vijana me yesha pada vimananat. He was paying obeisances to Mother Sita. So he only looked in Nupur, the ankle bells, but not the kundal and keyur. And so in this way, we should always lower our eyes when seeing any woman. Now, if in presence of others and if there is some work, then you could talk, but only until the work is done or finished. So Ajamil's example, but later on, because he served his parents and he was a devotee, then he gave the name by the instruction of some sadhus, Narayan, to his last son at the age of 80 or 85 years. And Narayan, he shouted, so Narayan's Dutas came and protected him from going to hellish planets. And his all the sinful activity was completely forgiven, finished. He is clean as slate. Vishwamitra Muni, you know that how he was fighting, he did not like, he was jealous of Vasishtha Muni. But later on, then he said that I should become like a Brahmarshi. Initially, he was Rajarshi, and then somehow by worshipping and praying. But when he was 60,000 years, he was meditating on the Supreme Lord. But then all of a tinkle bells of Menka that disturbed him. He opened his eyes and then married him. And then there was a daughter Shakuntala was born. Out of that, there was another Rambha came also second time. But now he did not really associate with her, but he became very, very angry. Then again, thousands of years of his becoming angry is also of his tapasya just went down. Then he again did that. And in this way, and later on, he came to really Vasishtha Muni, but so Vasishtha Muni, he was talking to his wife, Arundhati, Vasishtha Patni Arundhati. So he was, and then he was glorifying that how Vishwamitra has done so much tapasya, and now, so then he called him as a Brahmarshi. Then he became so happy, he wanted to kill him. But he became a Brahmarshi, and he said that, then he himself felt very much pashyatapa, and then they embraced each other. And so anyway, so he became a Brahmar. He fell down, and many years it took him. You hear about Indra and Ahilya. Indra had so many apsaras, and he was enjoying them. But now Ahilya was exquisitely very beautiful. And then he made the form of her husband Gautam Muni. And Gautam Muni way, then they enjoyed, but then Ahilya was cursed by her husband for thousands of years. She remained as in a stone. But because wife of a Rishi, and then Lord Ramchandra liberated her, and then she went back to her husband's place and later on to the spiritual kingdom. So many examples are there by associating with a woman in a wrong way, or in a not according to the religious principles. Your human life is very, very special, very rare, and we lose that human life. And again, you have to go through so many 8.4 million species of life. So Vishwamitra and Menka and Bilomangal Thakur, he was attached to this prostitute Chintamani. And then Chintamani chastised him that you came such a night, at dead of night after performing your shraddha of your father, and you could not even stay overnight at your home. And he was climbing, means he crossed the river because he was across the river. So he took a dead body which was floating. He did not even could see that it is a dead body and there is a bad smell. Then he took a snake and climbed, thinking it to be a rope, and that Chintamani put a rope there, but it was a deadly snake. And then she chastised him that whatever love you have for me, if you had for Krishna, then your life would be successful. He immediately gave up because there was some seed. This someone says that means whether what was in previous life, Muchukunnar. But anyway, there are different, but they had some devotional life. That's why he could write such a nice poems and nice poetry, and we follow that. There is this Pururava. Pururava was attached to, like, somehow the Urvashi came around, and so they talked, and then they got married, but she had some conditions that you have to protect my 2 lambs, and also you have to King Purura and Urvashi. Then another said, I would not eat any food remnants, and you cannot stop me. Don't fall. So he agreed to all her conditions, but after some time, her lambs were being stolen by someone. Either sent somebody to bring the Urushi back. So lamb were shouting, and then king was sleeping almost naked, and he ran. And he says that other than I'm sleeping in the bed, you cannot go on the naked outside. So he went there, and then Urushi left later on. Then he was so much morose. And you heard about King Yayati, that King Yayati, he took his youngest son, Puru's youth, to enjoy, because he was cursed. Maharaj Yayati was cursed by Shukracharya, that you have left your own wife, Devyani, that was daughter of Devyani was the daughter of Asura, the guru of the Asur, Shukracharya, but he had relationship with Sarmishta, that was, and then Sarmishta was a Shatrani, she was a Brahmin, and then naturally he was attracted to her also, and so they got married. They had four children from each wife, but when she went running to that case, when she saw that the sons are playing around the kingdom, so she went to her father Shukracharya, and Shukracharya cursed him that you become you become old, you won't be able to enjoy your wife. But then he begged to her, and also when he thought that my daughter would be bereft of his association, he said that if anyone takes your old age, then you will become young again. And Puru got that. But he had his son Yadu. Yadu did not, he refused that by my youth he will enjoy my youth with my own mother. That is not proper. He refused. But Puru was given that Puru dynasty would continue, and Yadu would not be able to sit on any kingdom. That's why Yadavas, Yadu means Yadav kingdom. Krishna never sat as a king on the throne. He had Agrasen, Maharaj Ugrasen become the king. Anyway, but then after 1,000 years, and this, he was so much disgusted with this kind of life, and he was cursing himself and repenting and trying to explain his wife that this life through the example of the goat and she goat. And so anyway, she understood the reality of this association. And so the purpose of sex life is to produce child who is Krishna conscious. You make him, it should be your desire, and follow all the rules and regulation of that. That is the purpose. So Yayati Maharaj, although from the dynasty of Krishna's, but still he fell down. And Narad Muni, and he was a Gandharva by name Upabarhan. Before he was a maid servant's son, but he was looking at some Apsara, because he could sing as a Gandharva, he could sing very nicely. But Indra saw that his attention is not on singing properly, but looking to some another Apsara. So he cursed that he became a maid servant's son. So Narad Muni became maid servant's son, or sometime associated with the Rishis, and then later on by serving them, and then his mother died, and then he became again the son of Brahmaji, and then he could travel. So that is, there are many examples like that. So even looking, even associating, even, so what this association, what these things mean. So we will talk a little bit more on those points. And so we talked about Saubhari Rishi, that how he fell down. And so what is Vaishnava Achar? We should remain as perfect a Vaishnava. Vaishnava means all the Vaishnava qualifications are there. Means worshippers of Krishna, chants the holy name of Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked, who is a Vaishnava? He said that who is chanting the holy name, even once, he should be considered as a Vaishnava. Then second time when he came, then he said that if he chant continuously. Then third time he came, and then he said that if by seeing somebody, you want to start chant, or you want to really feel and there is some change in your heart, and you want to give the materialistic life and chant the holy name of the Lord, he is the topmost of Vaishnava. So different kinds of Vaishnava, but a Vaishnava Achar, that is just this is given. Asat Sanga Tyag ye Vaishnava Achar, ek Stri Sangi ek Asadu, Krishna Bhaktar. So Krishna Abhaktar, that one who is, so one is what we should do. So Krishna Bhakta, something that you take, something you don't take it. Varchanatmak or Granatmak. So in Vaishnava culture, we have to take certain things and we have to give so many things. Suachar, that is called Sadachar, and Kuvichar, that you have to give. That is Kuvichar, called Asadachar. So we should keep our laksha or our aim as pleasing Krishna. So what is there are, like there are 5 kinds of like Dashya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhur, Char Bhav. But first is really not in the Vaishnava thing that, but other 4, Dashya Ras, Sakhya Ras, Vatsalya Ras, and Madhur Ras. So whatever is Pratikul, which is Smartavyam Satatam Vishnu, that we should remember Vishnu always. Smartavyam, not and forget. Vismartan, and we should never forget him. We should always remember him. Sarve Vidhi Nisheshdaha Shur Etareva Kinkara. That this is from Padma Purana. That all the Vidhi and Nisheth, like when we say Sarva Dharman Paritejya Mamekam Shara. Everything that is not conducive to Krishna consciousness, that is not conducive to remembering Krishna, then that you should give up. So all other ether dharma we should give, but real dharma is to serve Supreme Personality of Godhead, remember him every time, and give credit to Krishna. When you give out of your home, always remember Krishna. And so everything, and then bring other people at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. That is the real service to Krishna. Because if you have your last children, if you have a little bit money and you lose, you want that somebody brings in and you become happy. But if your son is lost, son or daughter, then if somebody brings him back to you, you become very happy. Same thing, we are all bereft of Krishna. Every living being in the material world is out of Krishna's purview, but he wants his son to come back home. And if you help him in that way, means by spreading Krishna consciousness, book distribution, prasad distribution, talking to them, by kirtan, by in so many ways that you could bring. And that's what Prabhupada has brought, this Krishna consciousness movement. Krishna consciousness does not mean that you become Krishna conscious, but you make others also Krishna conscious. Yare dekho tare ko Krishna upadesh, amara agya hoy guru tare desh. But by my instruction, you become a guru. Guru does not mean giving initiation or anything, but teach them about Krishna, that how nice, how kind, how wonderful Krishna is. Let them know about Krishna. And that's why I build big temples, that people could come and learn about Krishna and themselves. Who are we? So we have to understand that we are a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. Unless we know that, how we will behave properly. So Kinchana, that here word, so Stri Sangika, not only connecting with the woman, but anybody who is connected with women. Ek abhakta, that one who is not a bhakta, associating with non-bhaktas also, and varnashram dharma ka anusthan. These are all varnashram means, see the Krishna conscious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he was given by Ramananda Rai that one, follow varnashram dharma, and that is the topmost. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says it is external. Why external? Because bhakti is not different. All the living being has to serve Krishna, understand Krishna. Not that he is a Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, or son, or Brahmacharya, and that Varnashram, that Brahmacharya, Ashram, Grahastha, Vanprastha, Sannyas. Everybody has to serve Krishna in whichever way. So it is, everybody is not for time, place, or Krishna consciousness does not change with time, place, and circumstances. Krishna consciousness is the same. Prabhupada thought that when he met his Guru Maharaj, that our country is under the rule of Britishers, who will listen. But his Guru Maharaj, that is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, said that it does not wait for the country to be free. It's an emergency, and you must preach in those areas to the Western world, because you are you have studied in the English language, so you spread Krishna consciousness in this English speaking world. And so Prabhupada went to America. He was preparing that for so many years until the age of 65. He was preparing to go to America, and then he spread. And by Krishna's mercy, he was empowered by Krishna, so he could spread to so many countries, so many worlds, so many people, and still by his purity it is going on. So purity is the force. Akinchan means to have attachment. So attachments without which we cannot live, all the time thinking of that. That's like a young boy and young girl have attachment to each other. But we should give up attachment to deha, means the body, geha, that is the home, with all your wealth and possessions, and putra putri, we should not be attached. I say that you should have a loving relation, does not mean but you become attached, that without which my life is useless. That is not there. Just like Bharat Maharaj, he gave his young wife and children, and then he came to perform devotional service. So that should be the way at Gandaki river. So that you should not feel attached. Anytime you should be ready that even if you have to leave your body, you should not be attached to all this so much so that you have trouble in giving up your body. You should always be prepared. So a devotee is a fearless. He is not afraid of whether it is death or anything may happen to him. He completely depends on Krishna. So dependence on Krishna and not attached to anything. So satsang, satsang, what is the meaning of that? Sat is asadhatu, that satsang, asa अस्ति. So सत शब्द का जो है किस समय में है, इसका जब कोई भी उल्लेख है तो all this trustee is there from time immemorial, and its owner who made all this is Krishna. Anadikal, it is there for Anadikal. So Sat means one who is Astitva, who is eternal. That is Sat. Krishna is the Sat. Sat means true in all the time and surround. But anything else is relative, it is not eternal. So that eternal is Krishna, his Vigra. So Nitya Shashvat, it is all the time there. That is Krishna. Satyavratam, Satyaparam, Tri Satyam. So that is Swam Brajendrananda Sri Krishna. That is Mool Satvastu. And all others are relative truth. Sat means you may say truth also, but what is the truth? Truth is from whom everything is emanating. Everything is coming. Who is the source of everything? And that is Krishna. So we should associate with Krishna and his devotees. So Vraj Parikargan ke anugatya mein means in the following the lotus feet of the Vraj Parikar who are serving Krishna, Krishna's associate, we could also become Krishna's devotee. Aradhyo Bhagwan Krishna. Aradhyo Vrajan means Aradhana. So Aradhana should be done as the Vraj Gopis are doing it. And its a praman is Srimad Bhagavatam. And this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Idam Matam Tatradharo Napara. There is nothing higher than this. Aradhyo Vrajendra Tanaya Krishna Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadu Varge Naya Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. So that is the Praman. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Matamidam Tatradharo Napara. There is nothing higher than that, is to worship Krishna, serve Krishna under the footsteps, like the footsteps of the gopis. So also satsang also is, that is Sat Brajendranandan, but it should be who are related to Brajendranandan. Means all the devotees, that there is also. Sat is also like sadhu, but sadhu sangha or mahat sangha. So it should be mahat means one who is a devotee of the Lord. So asat sangha, which is not sat, and then that is asat. Sangha means sahacharya, asakti, sang. So asakti with other than Krishna or his paraphernalia. Aradhyo means Lord Shiva is telling to Mother Parvati, Aradha nam sarvesham Vishnu aradhanam param. But Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadya Nam Samaya. But more higher than the worship of Vishnu is his own people, means his devotees, his paraphernalia. his temple, his worship, everything, even if flower is garland is worn or food eaten by Krishna, and you eat the remnants or you give it to distribute, that is all means that is all Tadyanam. Tadya means one who is accepting that. That is Tadyanam Samachare. So Krishna Bhakti Bina Anya Kamna, one should not have desire other than Krishna Bhakti. One may say that how we will eat and what we will do. So you do it as a part of Krishna Bhakti. You are doing job, then do it for Krishna. Bring paraphernalia for worship and offering to Krishna. That is also children. You produce children. You get married, but that is not that my wife and it is for my enjoyment, but it is for Krishna's purpose that you produce Krishna conscious children. At least you try to make them Krishna conscious. Follow all the rules and regulations for that. So that way, whole thing could become Krishna conscious. You're earning, you're dying, you're doing job, you're shopping, you're decorating the home. Everything could become Krishna conscious. So एक स्त्री संगी और असाधु. So स्त्री संगी, संगी means what is mean? Asakti. Stri Sangi means not that you cannot talk to the woman, but attachment to that. And then you want, like in Bhagavad Gita, this verse is there. Dhyayato Vishyan Punshasteshu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Prodho Vijayate Prodhat Bhavati Samohat Smriti Vibrama and Vismriti Vibrat Buddhinasha Pranashati. We again go into the material whirlpool. Intelligence is lost. Then so our intelligence is that we are part of Krishna and serve Krishna. That is the real intelligence. Asakti means kamuk. It is on your own wife or others. It is still Stri Sangi. It should not be that there is a license. One should accept the rules. So what kind of sansar bandhan happens with this Stri Sangi? That is not there in any another kind of attachment to as one is not with the wealth, not with the children, but with the Stri Sangi. It is the topmost sansar bandhan that we are bound to that. We become illusioned, मोह उत्पन्न होता है और वो हमें बांध कर रखता है. स्त्री माया की दुर्दमनीय शक्ति. जो व्यक्ति योग के उस पार पहुंचने इच्छुक है, वांट टू बिकम, देन प्रमदायन स्त्री के साथ संग करना उनका कर्तव्य नहीं है. संगम कुर्यात प्रमदासु जातु. सत्संग द्वारा जिनको आत्मरूप हुआ है, that who developed, who know, then the Yoshit Sahvas is denied. They are this woman is made by the devas, I mean, so demigod they made, and it is especially it is Maya's paraphernalia, and to cross over the Maya is very, very difficult. So you have to be very careful from a very beginning of life. Now you may say even one should not look lustfully to even mannequins in the shops, then you will get attached to them. So in this way, even a dead woman should not be touched or should not be, you may say, but that also should be neglected, because even if one is like, say, he was remembering his wife, then he became a woman in the next life. What is this? Even so, that is all. This one who is a hunter, then he plays some music, and then deer becomes stunned and he remains there. So he then the hunter kills that. So just by some way or another, Krishna abhakta. One should also, Krishna Bahirmukh, who is not really devotee of Krishna, we should not associate with them. Because love matra sadhu sangha, but love matra with this abhakta people, you will develop their qualities. काजर की कोठरी में कैसे ही सयान हो जाए, एक लीक लागी पे है lagi pa hai, lagi hai. So you will develop some that. Oh, let me also test that. So bhakti makes you purified. Reading Bhagavatam makes you purified. Even you read one verse, half verse, one word, but every day it should be done. Every day. Dharma. So dharma is narrated by Supreme Lord. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. Savai punsham paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshya. Ahetuki apretyartha. It should not be for any sense enjoyment. Ahetuki and without any obstruction. It should be done every day, even if you are in problem. But you should always like chant or whatever rules are there should be followed without any. And so with that I cannot do, I cannot chant or what, you must finish that. Means there are strict rules also. So one should follow in that way. And ये सब छाड़िया और वर्णाश्रम धर्म अकिंचन हायालय कृष्ण शरण वर्णाश्रम धर्म वाला. One of the purpose of Varnashram is to enjoy higher planetary system. Means go to Swargalok, Janlok, Taplok, and enjoy there. So not only in this life, but also beyond this. But Varnashram, so if we have the desire to enjoy in a higher planetary system, then you cannot get attached to Krishna. You will just want, let me do. If you perform 100 times Varnashram dharma properly, you could become Lord Brahma. So many times, 1,000 crores, 1,000 times if you perform Varnashram dharma, you could become even the Indra or Yajna if you perform. So there are vidhis are there, but that is for material vidhi. The real vidhi means what to do is Krishna consciousness. You follow the rules, what is given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and you will be protected and saved. So we should not have Mukti Mukti Spraha Yavat Pishachi Hradi Vartate. Tavat Bhakti Sukha Shatra Tatam Abhyudaya Bhair. And as long as we have desire to have bhukti, means enjoy in this material life, mukti to become free and enjoy there in the even in the Swargalok, mukti also. The desire is Pisachi Hradi Vartate, then this, where the bhakti would develop. So we should not have desire for bhukti, mukti. We may say, oh, everybody wants liberation. Liberation means becoming free from entanglement. Free from, like, if you have a disease, typhoid, then you become free, or you have a fracture. Oh, I become free. So that is mukti. So I will end here. It's a very, very instructive verses, but it's not that easy. It's very, very difficult to follow. But if one practices, even Arjun also says that it is very difficult to follow. But he says that abhyasena to kaunteya. So if by abhyas again and again, then you would be, wherever mind is going, bring it back. It will happen, and one day you will be able to control your desires. Desire is there. You don't kill the desire, but the desire is to serve Krishna because we are his part and parcel. So anyone has any comments or questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Thank you for reminding us that we are just soul and we should treat everybody as brothers and sisters. Thank you for all the wonderful stories that you shared, Prabhu. We will go ahead and take some question answers. And Radharaman Prabhuji, you have had a question. If you could kindly go ahead.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj,
Hare
Ram Jashipad.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, as always, like very nice, very beautiful illustration of with the examples and everything. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for sharing all your knowledge with us.
No,
Hare
not
Krishna.
my knowledge. What Prabhupada is read, is written through the Shastra. And means he has kindly made it so concise that we could read and digest it. We can't read in Kali Yuga, all the Vedic literatures and 108 Upanishads and Agam, Nigam. We cannot, but just reading his purports in Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, he recommended 4 books: Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srimad Bhagavatam, even Chaitanya Charitamrita. So if you could read Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and Nectar of Devotion, that is concisely in 11 verses, that has been given by Rupa Goswami. So these are important books. So anyway, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. His sound was clear. This is separate cell phone, although small, but I hope
Yes,
you
yes,
could
the
hear
sound.
me.
Yes, yes, the sound is clear. Radha Jyoti Mataji, you had a question for His Grace?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to you. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Maharaj Ji. Thank you so much for the beautiful session today. I was in Vrindavan Dham and I remembered you when I entered in Srila Prabhupada's house. Thank you so much for all the teachings that you have gave. By the mercy of all Vaishnavas here, I got some service. I was able to do some service at Srila Prabhupada's house. And my question to you for today is, you mentioned about association. So I was associating with one good friend, and she was into devotion.
Okay. So she was a devotee.
Mataji, I think you might have accidentally muted yourself.
So unmute and continue with your question.
Not sure if Mataji dropped off because we cannot hear her.
Okay. Anyone else?
Mataji, I had a question. So at
Sure,
the end
please
of
go
the
ahead.
day, Prabhu, everything is in our mind, right? How we perceive ourselves. I mean, we are a soul. If we see, if I might be in a man body, a male body, a female body, depends where I get attached. And it's so difficult when we don't even probably that we are getting attached or we are getting entangled. We don't even realize probably. We think, oh, we are doing all the chanting and we are doing great. Now, the question is, Prabhu, at the end of the day, all it matters is when we pass the examination at the last, like when we are crossing over, when we are leaving the body, and we expect that all the Vishnu Dutas will come. Now, how does that happen, Prabhu? Is it all in our mind, that our mind, we think that, we vision that, and we actually end up in the different level? I mean, I'm trying to think, is that Vishnu Dutta really
Right.
coming with the...
It's an important question. But if we remember Krishna all the time, if you have no attachment, like say you are eating food, then your hunger would be satisfied. Then you will feel energetic and you won't crave for food anymore. So these three things happen simultaneously. Same thing when you are a devotee, then your fear from the world, fear from death, attachment to the material world, and our longing for enjoying propensity, they will all reduce that. Let me just please Krishna, that's my only duty. And you chant sincerely, regularly. Krishna will come himself to remind you about. So whatever you think at the time of death, that is cumulation of your life, all the life's activity. If you are in the whole life, you are Krishna conscious, then you will think of Krishna. Otherwise, you will think of so many material things that I will enjoy like this. Or if you could live this long more, I will travel all over the world, or I will eat like this, or I will enjoy my senses in such and such way. Those desires would not be there. Your only desire would be to serve Krishna, and that will come by mercy of Krishna. So we should always be praying. We should always be not thinking that I am very much elevated. Akinchana gochara. Tvam akinchana gochara means you are visible to those who are not attached to so much. It's not that you cannot eat nicely or you offer and you could eat, live nicely, have a nice house, but have some place for Krishna. Have some room for Krishna, offer him and serve him and pray to him, read some Bhagavatam, chant in front of him. So everything you could enjoy because there is variegatedness in the spiritual kingdom. So your question is that how we will know that that we are doing our all regular home duty, we are chanting, but unless your attachment to the material things are still there, is still craving, you have to take another body. And don't do any Vaishnava aparadha. That will also keep you in the material world. So associating with non-Vaishnava makes it very easy to fall down. Means you will fall down from your vows to serve Krishna, and that is easy. And so don't associate. You may say, I have so much friendship, but friendship should be with devotees. Like you said, you had friendship with some devotee there in Vrindavan, and it's nice that you went to Vrindavan and you saw me, but I did not know. So naturally, I would not have. If I would have known that you join and you listen to Bhakti Sangha Japa group, I would have spoken to you. But it's nice that you were in the Dham, and try to go, but also go to other temples also. They are also Dham. Dham means the place of residence of Krishna. Krishna is living there, and so many people are serving together. Like in Vrindavan, they were making khichdi for 20,000-30,000 people, feeding more than 10,000 plates every day in this Krishna hall. And that's so glorious that so many people are working together to feed prasad to so many people. And it's not just for Kartik, it's all the time, year round. And that's the glory of Vrindavan. The people donate also enough so they could conduct their activity of distributing prasad. So does it satisfy you?
Yes, Prabhuji, you definitely answered my question. And I think you also took up the question of Radha Jyoti Mataji. I see her that she's back. Mataji, was your question answered? Do you have any other remnants of questions for His Grace?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Actually, I wanted to inform that when I met my friend in Dham, I felt that she was making a lot of offenses, and I was surprised that she was talking against devotees, even against her Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, and she made a statement that I don't think my Diksha Guru will ever help me in any case, or Shiksha Guru as well. So I I thought that that is not an appropriate thing because a lot of time has been there. She was in movement for particular time, so I didn't give any inputs. I just kept reserved and I heard. But then I was thinking about her. I was thinking a lot about her, and I realized that we have to be very alert because she got an association and she lost the path. She deviated from Srila Prabhupada, though she never gave any wrong statements again, or she was not against Srila Prabhupada, but there was no service attitude, and that could damage our devotion for what we have done so far. We tried to serve, and though we are not pure, but so what you told about association, the theory part is completely different from what practically we do, because the one moment of association can divert us, and we don't know because what can affect our consciousness and what we believe will flow with that particular thought process. So I just wanted to have your inputs on this, how to maintain that alertness when we are associating with devotees and stay away from how they criticize so easily. It's not easy to digest.
When you come across such things which is against the scripture or Guru Ninda or Sadhu Ninda, better that don't talk or don't remain, and just by somewhere or another you get out of that situation. Don't stay and go on talking. These loose talks will make you also somewhat away from Krishna consciousness. So better to go away that I have to chant or I have to do this or I have to go or I have to meet this person or I have commitment. So better than don't get association or keep association with such people when you hear or when you smell something that is wrong against the scriptures and sadhu and guru. One should not hear even the blasphemy of your own guru. it is said in the Shastra that either you run away from there, or another way that you cut the tongue of the person who is shut his mouth, or thirdly that with the Shastric injunctions, Shastric words, you keep her silent. Very careful by such association. Asat Sangha Tyage Vaishnavachar. That is Asat Sangha. Okay.
Yes, and thank you, Maharaj Ji, for the reply and teachings that you gave today. Thank God I was able to make it out some way from that particular thing, but it did affected what approach I had towards her. Thank you so much,
Thank
and
you.
I'm really eternally grateful to you, all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We have Hemangi Mataji. Would you like to go ahead and ask your question, Mata?
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving me the opportunity. My pronouns to you. Maharaj, my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. I just thank you for all the stories you told along the way. I was just curious about, you mentioned Yayati Maharaj did not, he cursed his son so he would not get the throne like Yadu. How did that go, Prabhu?
Let me happen. Yayati was the king. What happened, like Devyani and Sharmishta. One is a daughter of the king Vrashaparva, that is Sharmishta. And he was Asur kind of clan, Vakshatriya. And Devyani was the daughter of, what is his name? One who is the guru of all the Asuras, Sukracharya. Shukracharya's daughter of Devani. They were friends because Sukracharya was their spiritual master of the king. And so they were bathing in a well, swimming there and enjoying that. And then they saw that there was some person is coming. So they came out and they wore the clothes of each other. Like, so Devyani wore like the clothes were left like so Sharmishta in rush, she put the clothes of Devyani. And then they were fighting that you touch my clothes. And then Sharmishta, being a Kshatriya and more powerful, she pushed her in the well. Then this Yayati Maharaj came later on, and then he saw some sound, somebody's crying or looking for help. So he put his hand down and brought her up. Then she said that, means both were young, and she said that because if anybody is touching my hand, and he should get married, because a woman in those days or time would never touch hand of anyone. Like you heard the story about 16,100 princesses were captivated in the prison of this Narkasur. Narkasur is really son of Prithvi Devi, because when Krishna took the form of a boar incarnation, then he shook his hairs, and some drops of the water from his body fell on this Mother Earth, and she bore children. She bore this Narkasur. His name was not Narkasur, but later on he was given the name Narkasur. Anyway, so he captivated, and then Krishna came, and then so everybody requested that because our hand was touched by this Narkasur, nobody would marry us. Please marry us all. And he married to everyone. That's why he had 16,100 princesses, and 8 was his patranis. So then that way. So what was your question? How this person, so he is the Yayati got married to Devyani, and because he was touching her and brought her out, and later on they went. So they were married, but also told that do not. But this Devyani and Sharmishta. So Sharmishta was also serving as because she made offenses. So because she pushed that Devyani in the well, so she became the maid servant. But later on, maid servant also, because she was Satrani, and she requested this King Yayati to have her also as as his wife, and he produced four children and both. And then when she saw that there are children, whose children are they? And when Devyani found out that my husband has done intermingled with Sharmista, who was his maid servants, so she went to her father, Shukracharya. And then Shukracharya cursed him that you become disabled, invalid. But then Devyani requested, and he also requested that how I will be able to enjoy my life with my old husband. So he said that if any child takes his old age, then he will regain his youth back. So he asked all the children except the Puru, who Puru was son of Sharmista, and he agreed to give up his young life. So he became the young again, and he became old man, Puru. But he blessed him that you will be the king, and Yayate's son Yadu would not become the king. So Yadu or Yadavas never became the kings. Even Krishna also did not become the king. He gave the position. But Puru was in Puru dynasty. Anyway, that is there. And you could read in the Bhagavatam. So that is how Yayati enjoyed for 1,000 years. And his son was bearing the old age. There is so many problems with the old age. But nonetheless, so Puru followed, means served his father. And this Yadu did not serve his father because he will take my youth and enjoy with my own mother. How it is possible? So he did not give it in that thinking in that way. So these are the Bhagavatam stories, and we should take it as we should not think in another way, but we should just by reading and knowing these stories, we become purified. All the senses become controlled, and we peel off just like the onion peels, gradually, or all the simple activity, they go away. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. My pranams. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Do you have some time to take one or two
Yeah.
more questions? Okay.
Yeah, but I was supposed to offer Aarti at 7 o'clock. But
Okay.
now somebody has already started. It's already 7:10 here in India. So that's okay. Now I can be here.
Okay.
So
Vrinda
Vrinda,
Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण महाराज कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम शिल प्रभुपाद
Krishna.
श्री गुरुदेव की जय गोपीनाथ की जय somehow
Yeah,
Maharaj we get all the answer our material problems and our spiritual life problem from so many years you guide us Maharaj after 1 week by mercy of Srila Prabhupada Srila Gurudev and Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani we will enter in Siddham Vrindavan Dham Sri Mayapur Dham and Sri Jagannath Puri Dham with family and my Prabhu never come in temple but you teach us so explain so nicely how we have to deal in material life also Prabhuji. So please pray for me and my family that we will enter in Vrindavan Dham, Mayapur Dham and Jagannath Puri Dham. Koti koti dandavat pranam.
Okay, where you live? What city do you live?
At present in Georgia, Atlanta, Panihati Dham. My daughter, both daughter are coming regular in the temple and they taking me in a dham.
Okay, very nice. So continue with your sadhana, bhakti, and then one day we will be able to follow in the footsteps. That is Ragatmika Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti. Right now it is Vaidhi Bhakti according to rules and regulation. And later on it becomes Raganuga Bhakti. And gopis are doing Ragatmika, but we can never become a Ragatmika Bhakti, but we could become following the footsteps of the gopis. Raganuga. Anuga means to follow under the footsteps of the gopis, how they serve. They were all family members serving, but their mind was always absorbed in Krishna. So that should be the way, that our mind should be on Krishna at every step. We should not think ourselves independent. Okay?
Maharaj, I take only 1 minute. Maharaj, it is when we enter in a dham with Guru Maharaj or Ajit Radhanath Maharaj, Ajit Jai Pataka Maharaj, Ajit Sachidananda Maharaj, that mood is total different. We get up 3 o'clock and there is a seva up to 10:30. The drama is going on. But when we going with the family member, then it is little hard, Prabhuji, because we have to
go with adjust with them. They cannot do this much seva. So pray for us that we will do more seva.
I agree, but your mind is there in seva, but you have to take care. You have duty also to your husband, to your children, and to make them Krishna conscious. You are taking them to the dham, so you have to take care of them also. So try to adjust in such a way that you could do some seva and take care of your children also. They should not be neglected.
Yes,
if they
yes,
don't get
Prabhu.
exposed, if they don't get exposed to Krishna consciousness, how they will become devotees? Okay.
Yes, Maharaj, I will follow your instruction.
Krishna's instruction, Prabhupada's instruction. I'm just his tiny dust, speck of dust at his lotus feet. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, thank
You are
you so much, Maharaj.
okay. Thank you, Mataji. Anything? That's it now?
That it's supposed so. I don't see any other hands raised, no other questions. Thank you. Thank you for so much for your kind association. Devotees, let's go ahead and offer our humble obeisances at His Grace Samik Rishi Prabhuji's lotus feet. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Sindhubhyeva cha patitaram pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo namo namah.
Namo Namaha.
Hare
Ananta
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Koti Koti Dandavat.
Jai.
Thank you, Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Maharaj.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you so
Krishna.
much, Maharaj. Gauranga,
Thank you so
Nityananda.